and the national government through the Ministry of Transport as well as Ministry of Labor. We appreciate the efforts made by KOTU and the government to resolve this impasse, with the most recent meeting held yesterday co-chaired by the CS Roads and Transport and CS Labor. The purpose of this industrial action is not to test the new government, seeing that they have just taken office. There are painstaking issues that have been on the table far too long, and CALPA firmly believes that the time is right to have them resolved once and for all. As CALPA has repeatedly mentioned, we are amicable towards and remain committed to any genuine efforts aimed at resolving the current stalemate. To this end, we worked tirelessly throughout last night and shared our revised proposals with Kenya Airways management. Until now, we are yet to hear back from them. This once again demonstrates that it is Kenya Airways management's failure that has gotten us to this point. As you can see, all the Kenya Airways pilots are here at Rubani House and are all ready to get back to work immediately once we come to an amicable agreement with the management. The management needs to reconsider their hardline stance, come to the table, and negotiate in good faith if they truly sympathize with the plight of Kenya Airways passengers. Thank you. Okay, as far as we're concerned, we have not had any discussion with Kenya Airways. So, in fact, you are telling us about these ultimatums, 24 hours, this and that. As you have said, we are ready to negotiate. The issues at hand, I cannot discuss them here because, of course, of the nature. But as well, but you have seen them because we had issued our strike notice. They're not much. It was the issue to do with the Provident Fund, which is our pension. Issues of KCAS, adherence to KCAS regulations, and of course agreed contractual agreements. Third is victimization of our members. And last but not least, what we have just said, leadership and governance, because we are here because of that lack of proper leadership in Kenya Airways. I think the first one, that is just pure propaganda. Because as you can see, all of us here, this is CALPA. This is all of us. Issues of sick and what have you, that's just pure propaganda. And it's unfortunate because instead of Alan Kilabuka sitting here and negotiating as a CEO of Kenya Airways, he's busy hiding in the corridors, wherever he is, addressing media and spreading propaganda. As for Michael Joseph, talking about is not in our purview, I would like to say this. As pilots in this airline, we are the greatest stakeholders. Number one, we are investors. We have shares in this airline. Number two, We are professionals and speak for and behalf of all pilots in Kenya, including our pilots. And third, we are employees. And we have every right to call out anything that we find that is not suitable, especially when it comes to leadership. Because we will not be here if the issues that are there had been addressed. I may remind you, we have been trying to get them to the table, but they have refused to come until we had no other course of resort that call for industrial action. That's why at least we are able to try and see that we can have a discussion.
Okay, the CEO also alleged that you're intimidating members who would like to go back to work.
Let me ask. I think you have your answer. I think you have your answer. Thank you. Yes. No, I think, yeah, yes, please. Okay, I think that question, the way you have framed it, is best suited for Kenya Airways because they are the ones who have led us to here. They have not reached out for information. They have not. The only mediation that we have had with them, it was yesterday at the ministry, at the transport ministry, where we had the CS Mukomen and the CSO for labor. They are the ones who called for a meeting to try and resolve. So the government is doing a very good job. We appreciate. But that should not be, because Kenya Airways should be the ones who should be dealing with these issues before they reach those levels. So they have not done that. They have not reached out to us. The issues of reputation, everything, yes, we are saddened. But as I said again, it is not because we want to, but we cannot be ignored. If they really truly care for this airline and the country at large, they should be here seated, negotiating, trying to hammer a deal. That's how it works. If they can't negotiate, then that's their own problem. And that's what we are saying. We have a serious leadership issue with Kenya Airways. We cannot have the issues at hand. We should not be having them to this level. Now, the only people who are intervening is the government. So I think that brings the question to the taxpayer. Really, do we have the right people in office?
What is your call for action at the moment?
What do you mean call for action?
Sit
and negotiate. Sit and negotiate. Because the issues that are at hand, they are aware. We have issued our proposals. Let them come back, negotiate in good faith, and I believe we can hammer a deal.
What is your minimum reducible minimum? Your minimum, wherever that is.
As I said, I can't, those ones I cannot offer you, because those are now for those who are in the negotiation table to sit and discuss. I can't, that is not for public consumption.
Okay, just two other questions from me. It's been said that you're acting outside of court order, that what you're doing is illegal, and the CS in fact described it as tantamount to economic sabotage. He says you're putting, KQ has pilots at 388, so he says a small group is putting 3,000, actually this is the CEO who said that, putting 3,800 jobs on the line. The CS now said taxpayers have invested, no, it's actually the CEO who said taxpayers have invested a total of 300 billion shillings into Kenya Airways. And by taking this industrial action, as Kenyans are facing drought, as Kenyans are coming out of the COVID pandemic, you're spitting in the face of taxpayers.
I think that one is being spinned to look like CALPA is a problem here. I don't know why it makes me look, you see, the management itself, what have they done to avert this? Who is the one who's responsible for this economic sabotage? It's not the pilots. If you cannot be able to handle administrative issues, and then you come and say now, because first you need to understand, we have a right to go for industrial action. And it's enshrined in the Constitution. But to come and spin it now because you are unable to do your job is economic sabotage. I don't think that is the correct position. In fact, we are not sabotaging the economy. We want to resolve these issues and we go back. That the people who are behind the economic sabotage is management.
Are you going against the court order?
I don't think so. We are not. Because here you are. Don't you see now even you are resolving issues? How are we going against a court order? How? This is how we are supposed to be. We're not going against a court order. We are here trying to resolve issues. So this action is not unlawful. No, we are trying here to resolve issues. And by the way, because you have asked me this question, tuko na akili hapa, let me even give you a word ndo mujue mshike hizi vitu vizuri. Akili, can you please give them something so that they can hear well? Na msiniulize hiyo swali tena. We also have a legal team.
Going on strike because of issues that were before. You cannot embed them into the situation of the dealer. I understand from where you come from as a lawyer, but now this has happened before at which is a big airline in Africa. It's known internationally. We've opened airlines and places where we can land directly, where we never used to have direct airlines transiting from Kenya to other places without going through other stopover points. Is it a culmination of situations where we need to address a certain issue that would question and ask, what is that issue that needs to be addressed? Is it a management as case spoken? Or is it, what would you call it?
Thank you for that question. My name is Kiarie. Together with my colleague Levi here, we do represent the CALPA, and thank you for this opportunity. Like the GS has ably responded to your questions. In terms of Oliver Barrow's question about the industrial action being unlawful,
Is the strike protected?
we don't want to go into the details for now because remember we have the matter is ongoing in court. We have a date on Tuesday, that is 8th of November, and you of course know about the sub judice rule, so we don't want to canvass matters that are already in court. But those are now issues of legalities which you know we are going to canvass when it comes on Tuesday. But for now, the GS has just elaborated to the country that they would be happier if the management came out and negotiated with good faith so that they can be able to resolve this stalemate as soon as possible. I do appreciate that the Minister for Transport yesterday evening had a lengthy meeting and they were given an ultimatum. Okay, sorry, not an ultimatum. They were given sort of direction to try and resolve this matter. We've been working overnight, and like he said, you've asked the question about the irreducible minimums, and the CALPA membership has done its document, and we are hoping that the management is actually going to come back and also now give a response.
If the statement does not go, if they don't meet how long do you expect to see this statement going?
I don't think I hold brief for the leadership of CALPA. That is within the ARIAM. I think they are going to address you to that. Ours is just to elaborate on the legal position as of now.
Just hold on kidogo tunasikia kile umesema. Right, go ahead. Okay, yesterday, as we were there, we had started a process of trying to bridge the gap. That was what was going on yesterday. Of course, can appreciate that this meeting was organized by the government, not even Kenya Airways. That's one thing I want you guys to get. the government called us for a meeting to try and midwife and see whether we can close the gap. So yesterday, we were just now, it was when now we brought our issues, of course, tried to see that we can bridge the gap. And out of that meeting, we were required, both of us, to go back and see what more can be able to be done for both parties to try at least and see whether we can narrow it and come to an amicable agreement. So that's what we did yesterday. We have done our part. We have tried to narrow down the gap. So we're waiting for a response from Kenya's management in regard to what we gave them. So at least so that we can have that negotiation going on. I know you're getting questions from Kenya. I know you. It just shoots up and then asks questions. And then now, yes, the second one was? Genuine means we should not be here. Should we? Should we be here? No. Thank you.
Okay, just as a follow-up to that, and for the record, this is my question from you. But how do we quantify good faith? How do we quantify genuine? What are the indicators or markers for that?
Genuineness means whatever issues you have, whatever they are, because these are labor-related issues, you need to come to the table, put all your cards to the table, negotiate. It's a give and take. That's what we call genuine negotiations, you know. But now, when it comes to only one side, you do not want to come to the table. You do not want, it's not a give and take. You just want it your way or the highway, cold stance. It is either this is our position, and you stay there. Now that is not genuine discussions, and that's not good faith. Negotiations require is a give or take, bring your issues on the table. Then from there, you know, come up and see amicable. You know, at least one party says, well, I can give you this, the other person says, okay, and then you reach an agreement. But not having that everything has to be your way. And that's what has been happening.
Are you missing the labor CS action? Yes.
The labor CS, we are yet to get that confirmation yet because you're telling us. I have not received, no one has called me, but we'll be very happy, definitely, because we need to continue the conversation and avoid the pain for the passengers that are, you know, because you're forgetting that our loved ones also are traveling. It's not only that as if we don't have loved ones who are, or friends or anybody who is traveling. So it's the pains for everyone. So we'd want to sit, thrash out the issues which are there, and we move on with our lives, because it's not good what is happening. That's when we agree. But some things have to be done so that at least we can ensure that our rights are protected. The things that you're talking about can be resolved. It's unfortunate. And that is a mark of poor leadership on the Kenya's management, because these issues should not have reached here.
Just to wrap it up, what you're saying in short is that you will not go to work until you come to the negotiation table and you strike a balance. That is what you're saying.
Definitely.
Thank you. For that question, if they don't meet your demand of call for action that you already have done, what is your next move?
As I said again, here we are ready to negotiate. We cannot talk about, you know, the what if. Us, we are ready to negotiate, and we will negotiate. We will not talk about, we cannot sit and say, well, this is what we're going to do. I believe that something positive will come out of this. We are ready to negotiate. Sorry? I've not received any communication from Kenya's management, no. The only communication I've received so far in regard to this matter is the Kenya government, and we appreciate and we thank him and we thank them so much. At least they are making an effort. But the real people who should be sitting on this table should be Kenya's management, not the government. But since they are here, we really welcome them, we appreciate, we support them, we need their help, and that is why we had to do this, to bring to the attention of the Kenyan people and the government at large that we have a problem. So mkirudi huko waambie wakuje kwa meza, wasituogope. Sisi tuko hapa. Tutaongea nao. And one last one is that let us be clear that all pilots are ready to go back to work once we sort out our issues. Wasije kusema kwamba tumekataa kazi. We are ready. If they hammer those deals at a leo, so now what do you think we are here in uniform? Thank you. Guys, mukule chakula.